Very quickly, I want to go to Wednesday night, which is another famous name, and that's Bill Clinton. Obviously, he's speaking in his own right as the former president of the United States. Very popular, the only Democrat to win re-election, to win since FDR. Let me start off with you, Aaron. How do you think that Bill Clinton will do on Wednesday night?
I think he'll be very well received, but just like Hillary Clinton is going to have to make this call for unity, he's going to have to do the same. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the bitterness that the Clintons have and kind of the hangover from the primary, and that really played out with Bill Clinton. You know, there was a lot of seemingly bitterness on his side, and he was obviously very disappointed. So he's going to have to do what he's going to have to kind of tee up behind her and do what she does. And he's going to have to, you know, there's a lot of people that still revere Bill Clinton in this country. I mean, you know, you've heard the jokes about how he could get elected for a third term if given the chance. And so, in my view, he's going to have to follow on Hillary Clinton's heels and deliver those voters and tell them that the Clintons, as a couple, are behind Barack Obama, and you need to be as well.
I want to go to Thursday night. Thursday night, it is expected that Senator Obama is going to be speaking to an estimated 75,000 people in Invesco Field. The last time that happened in terms of a presidential candidate accepting the nomination outside was back in 1960 when John F. Kennedy accepted it at the LA Coliseum. 4 years ago, and I remember this very vividly, a skinny guy by the name of Barack Obama stood in Boston at the Democratic National Convention, and I said, you know what? Very eloquent, very handsome, very articulate individual. You know what? He probably can go somewhere maybe in 8 or 12 years. Right. Who would have thought? And you know what? Let's go down memory lane for a few seconds and take a listen to what Barack Obama had to say 4 years ago.
There are those who are preparing to divide us, the spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, who embrace the politics of anything goes. Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America.
You know, it's pretty interesting, Todd, that his message is pretty consistent even today, as it was 4 years ago. As a Republican, you got to take a look at that and say, it's pretty good.
There's no question the guy gives a heck of a speech, and he has throughout this whole campaign. I think even some Democrats are starting to say this now. I think it's going to be incumbent upon him on Thursday, though, not just to give beautiful speech with high soaring rhetoric. He really needs to start putting more policy meat on those bones. You know, just last week you saw Ohio Governor Ted Strickland say, I really wish he would start talking in more specifics about what he's going to do for working class voters. And, you know, Thursday night is his chance. He's got the spotlight, and, you know, all eyes are going to be watching to see what he says.
Paul, a few moments ago, you alluded to the fact that this also coincidentally is the anniversary of Dr. King mentioning his I Have a Dream speech. Very quickly, as an African-American, as an Obama supporter, what are your thoughts about all of this?
Well, I think the segment you just showed is a testament to the passion that Senator Obama has for and the love he has for this country. I disagree in that these speeches are not things that he has to do. He has to inspire the American people and call us to do greater things. John Kennedy did that in 1960 when he was running, and Barack Obama has done that 2004 to today. And he will continue to do that. And if you can't get behind a leader who is pointing us in a direction to do great things, then I think our country is losing something that we've always had and has always inspired Americans. I mean, the senator will continue to inspire Americans, and I think that Thursday night is going to be a very special evening for everyone.
All right, Paul, well, you're going to have the last word on that topic. And coming up, more convention talk, but we're going to shift gears a bit and talk about the Republicans. But we'll also talk about some of the celebrities that will be at some of the hottest parties in the Mile High City. But first, Barack Obama will not be the first candidate to accept his party's nomination at an outdoor stadium. It was done before, 48 years ago, at Memorial Stadium in Los Angeles. We'll be right back in just 3 minutes.
I can assure all of you here who have reposed this confidence in me that I will be worthy of your trust. We will carry the fight to the people in the fall, and we shall win.
Republican convention, which we turn to our attention to now. First, I don't even know where to begin with this. Obviously, he was at the Democratic Convention 8 years ago accepting his party's nomination for the vice presidency. Now, fast forward to today, he's speaking on behalf of John McCain. Paul, your reaction to that? Let me go with the Democrat.
I think this is all about one issue, and that's the Iraq War. Mr. Lieberman and Mr. McCain are in the same place, and I think that's the wrong place on the war. And he obviously has a close relationship with Senator McCain and wants to support him on that. Joe Lieberman is a good Democrat. He has supported the Democratic caucus in the Senate.
Except for the war.
Except for the war. 85% of the time, he supports Democratic positions, and he has chosen to support Senator McCain.
Todd, does this help Senator McCain with independents, moderate Democrats? When Democrats, or anyone for that matter, take a look at the Republican National Convention and they see Joseph Lieberman standing in front of them on their television screens, is that a good thing?
It's a great thing for John McCain. I mean, there are three things that Joe Lieberman is now known best for. Number one, as Al Gore's running mate in 2000. Number two, as a candidate for president on the Democratic Party in his own right in 2004, and now as a strong supporter of John McCain. So to have someone who is so closely associated with not just the Democratic Party, but the Democratic history, Democratic hierarchy, supporting Senator McCain sends a very strong signal, and the exact kind of signal that the McCain campaign wants to send to swing voters and independents and even some conservative Democrats, that John McCain, despite all of the efforts of the Obama campaign to paint him as the third Bush term, that he really is more of an independent.
Aaron Billings, I have read in Roll Call and some other publications that several Democratic senators are very upset with Joe Lieberman, one, him going to the convention, but also, two, his very strong support going out on the campaign trail for John McCain. What are some of your sources saying?
Well, look, there has been times when Lieberman has crossed the line, and despite what the public statements are coming from the leadership, et cetera, there have been some private conversations. Lieberman has been told to scale it back on more than one occasion. Whether or not he's listening, I don't know.
Obviously, he's not.
Well, obviously, no. But, and there's a lot of talk about whether there'll be consequences for Senator Lieberman down the way.
Whether he loses his chairmanship.
That's right. He's chairman of the Homeland Security Committee. Now, that committee hasn't done a heck of a lot since the Democrats took over. And I think that is well orchestrated by the Democratic leadership because, frankly, he supports the Iraq War and they don't. So, there could be consequences, but yes, without a doubt, there's a lot of internal grumbling about the role he's played in this campaign, and a lot of people are unhappy about it.
All right, very quickly, let's talk about President Bush, who obviously is the incumbent leader of the Republican Party. He is scheduled to speak along with Vice President Cheney on Monday evening, and it's pretty interesting. I have this visual in my head that Air Force One lands at Minneapolis International Airport at 1 o'clock and takes off at 3 o'clock. I mean, he's only going to be there for a couple of hours. Todd, is that a good strategy?
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy. I mean, you've got a president who, while he may be very popular in the hall itself, the country writ large, high 20% approval rating. I think that they're going to pay the president and the vice president the respect that they're due, give them their slot on Monday night, and then the rest of the convention is going to be about moving forward.
Senator McCain has said that he is going to, allegedly, that he is going to announce his running mate on Friday, August 29th, and he's going to do it in Ohio. One can make the argument that's very smart politics on his part because it kind of eats into the bounce that Senator Obama may get on Thursday the 28th, but also, too, it kicks off his own Republican convention, which is scheduled to start on September 1st, and, of course, we'll be there very quickly with our lightning round. Who do you think is the top two people that on Senator McCain's mind?
I would say Tim Pawlenty, governor of Minnesota, and I know that they're saying that it's not going to happen, but I would still keep one eye on Tom Ridge. Paul
Braithwaite.
I think it's either Mr. Pawlenty or Mr. Romney.
Aaron Billings.
I'll take Pawlenty for the third, and I'm also going to give a dark horse to Rob Portman, former congressman from Ohio.
You really believe that? Why? Very quickly.
Young, vibrant, well-liked. He's conservative.
But nobody knows him.
He's conservative, but he represents all of the things that McCain needs to have representation on. He's good on the economy. You know, and really there's no harm in choosing him. I think he can only help the ticket.
So yes, no, Eric Cantor, not even on the list, Congressman from
I think
Virginia?
he was certainly thought about. I don't think he's a bad choice organically, but I don't think he's seriously in
Yes, no?
contention.
No, I think he's like Portman. I don't know that anyone.
He doesn't
knows
bring
him.
anything?
I think he was probably looked at, but it's not going to be Cantor. I don't think it'll be Portman either. I mean, he's very closely associated with the Bush administration.